Denim-wrapped nightmares, what is happening? First of all, shout out and thank you for your support. And secondly, I want to tell the people about Public Domain, their next favorite adult animated sitcom that you're going to love more than any animated show you've ever seen before, because you've already seen these characters before. These characters exist in a world where they've passed up their copyright, and now they're free to use for me in the public domain, and we're going to do it, and we're going to voice them by a bunch of supernatural characters, and it's going to be your favorite show. Now, we need your help to make this show because we can't do it by ourselves, and the executives are sitting on their asses, so go to our Indiegogo campaign. You'll find it down here, over there, or up there. I'm not really sure. It will be somewhere. Check it out. Donate a little bit, donate a lot. We got some great Christmas perks, including a naughty Santa card of me that involves, well, naughty things. So check us out, support us if you can. If you can't support us, thanks. Share us, like us, subscribe us, all the things that make online campaigns successful so you can have the next greatest adult animated TV show.
Welcome to Denim-wrapped Nightmares, Tipsy Exchange podcast, where we explore the Supernatural series, episode by episode.
Over drinks, we'll discuss the lore, the gore, and what we adore about the Winchesters and their adventures.
I'm Berly, and I'm a new fan of the series.
I'm LA, and I'm here along for the ride. Now let's get tipsy.
Hello, LA.
Hello, Berly. Our last episode was Free to Be You and Me. And Sam doesn't feel like he trusts himself anymore, so he decides to give up the hunting life. But he gets a visitor in the middle of the night when he actually, for once, has a shirt off. Mm-hmm. It is Jessica, but it's not Jessica. It's actually the devil. He still just wants Sam to
say yes,
be his vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean is intent on stopping the apocalypse, and he continues hunting on his own, but he teams up with Castiel, and they try to find the Archangel Raphael because Cass believes Raphael knows where God's location is.
Well, today's episode is titled The End. It's the 4th episode of season 5 and originally aired on October 1st, 2009. The episode opens up with Dean pulling up in front of a hotel to go get some Z's. As he's walking into the door, there's somebody on the sidewalk that's asking people if they're prepared for the rapture. And he asks Dean, have he given any thought to God's plan for him? And Dean says, too freaking much, pal, as he goes in. And then they lingered on the sidewalk preacher for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we should have known he was going to be important. Dean gets upstairs and he's talking on the phone with Castiel. I guess Castiel's search for God ain't working out so well.
Oh, yeah. Dean's necklace isn't.
It's not getting hot.
Helping too much.
It's not getting hot for God.
Yeah.
So Cass is thinking, okay, we get the cult. Like, I heard the demons have the cult. We'll get the cult and we'll try to use that to go kill the devil. And Dean is just like, I don't know. So Cass is like, well, where are you? Where are you? Dean tells him where he is, and Cass goes, I'll be there immediately. But Dean says, no. I got to take a crap and a nap. Okay? I'm a human. I have needs, man. Give me like 4 hours. We'll meet up then. Cass says, okay, and hangs up the phone and says, I'll just wait here then.
Right here.
Just going to stand here on the side of the road in the dark. Dean lays down to go to sleep, and then his phone rings. His tiny little phone, his tiny little flip phone that looked so big in his hand. He reaches over.
I thought it looked small in his hand.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. It looked so small in his hand. He answers the phone and he's like, Cass, what the fuck, dude? I told you I have to sleep. But it's not Cass. It's Sam. And he is freaked the fuck out. He booked it out of that hotel. He is driving. He's like, I want back in. I'm going to be the devil's vessel. Like, let's get together. And Dean says, no. And then we have to watch a painful breakup happen over the phone where Dean says, we're the fire and oil of the apocalypse. We got to stay away from each other. I don't want to see you anymore. It's not you, it's me. Bye, Sam. Not Sammy. Sam. And he hangs up on Sammy. And Sammy's so sad in the car.
I would be too.
Speaking of in the car, he did tell Cass he'd been driving for 16 hours to get to this Kansas City hotel. What was happening in Kansas City that he needed to drive 16 hours straight?
We don't know.
We never find out. I mean, it must have been really important, but the first thing he did when he got there was lay down to sleep. I ain't driving 16 hours straight nowhere.
No way.
That was like a quadruple negative. Dean goes back to sleep after breaking up with Sam, and it fades to black. When it fades back in, we see this janky clock on the side table. The room looks dirty as hell, and as they continue to pan over, Dean is sleeping on bare bed springs, like no mattress, nothing. He wakes up and is thinking exactly what we were thinking, which is what the fuck? Looks like freaking bomb went off in this town. Like, who knows?
Yeah, it's trashed.
And I was curious, did they find an abandoned town and set all this up? Did they take an existing town and set all this up? Like, I don't think all of that was a set build. Do you?
It could have been.
It could have been, but it was, if
or
it
could
was,
have been at a studio where
yeah.
it's already.
Well, that would be, yeah, set build.
Yeah.
It was super fucking detailed if it was a set build. So I am curious, did they just find a location or was that a set build? Because it was a lot. There was a lot of detail that went into showing this post-apocalyptic little town. It looked great. Dean is exploring the town, trying to figure out what's going on, and he hears something shatter. He turns a corner and finds a little girl playing with broken mirror shards. And then after she spits some ketchup out of her mouth and onto the mirror, she grabs a piece of the mirror and starts slashing.
She was creepy before she even spit anything out.
Right? And then I'm like, what were you eating? Like, just ketchup? It was a lot of ketchup that fell out of her mouth, like a big old glob. Ketchup has never been creepier.
I don't think it was ketchup.
Well, it's supposed to be congealed, collaborated blood? Is that what you thought? It looked like ketchup.
Yeah, okay.
After she attacks Dean, he knocks her out with one punch, and then a group of people come around the corner, and they are not happy. You can just tell from their vibe that they're really aggressive and upset. So Dean goes, oh shit, and turns around and runs, and they all go chasing after him. I've seen a lot of people post a little fun fact that in some scene where Dean was supposed to outrun people, that he ran too fast and they had to go back and do the shot because he got way too far ahead of them. I think this was probably it because it was a lot of running. We had a long little running sequence here with all these people trying to chase down Dean. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this tank comes around the corner, starts a blasting. People are popping out of the top, walking around, guns, shooting down all these people who were chasing Dean. Dean is luckily able to take cover. They're blasting 60s rock. I mean, it was a good jam, but where'd they come from?
It's never explained why they're there. Why
military just boom, murder everybody. Dean waits for whatever the fuck this was to die down before he sneaks out of this area and sees a giant no entry warning sign that says Kansas City is a Croatoan virus hot zone. Even more importantly, there's a date on the sign that says August 1st, 2014. So he has been transported 5 years into the future, and he is confused. So what's the first thing he does? Hotwire a car and go see Bobby. Go get some answers. As he's driving along, he can't get a cell signal. He can't find a radio station. And then all of a sudden, he has a passenger. It's Zachariah. He's going through a newspaper, reading off terrible headlines. Dean says, I thought I smelled your stink on this Back to Future crap.
that was good.
Things are not going well in this little universe here. President Palin defends the bombing of Houston. Croatoan pandemic reaches Australia. No more public assembly because of the virus that's too contagious and all of these problems going on. Dean asks Zachariah, well, how'd you find me? And Zachariah lets him know, oh, we let some of the fringier Christian groups know that we were looking for you. Gave them your picture and everything. And Dean's just like, oh, the fucking sidewalk preacher. He ratted me out. Zachariah's like, bingo.
I thought you just said creature.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Like, wait a minute. What? I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Who knows? But Zachariah tells him, we want you to marinate in this little future for 3 days. We want you to see what happens if you keep saying no to Michael. And then he vanishes. Dean gets to Bobby's place, and it is fucked up. Like, definitely somebody has come in there and just ransacked the place. He finds Bobby's wheelchair flipped over on its side with what I assume was supposed to be bullet holes and blood on the chair. It was still awfully shiny and wet. So I'm guessing it was something that happened recent. So we don't really know what happened to Bobby, but clearly it wasn't anything good. Dean knows where Bobby hides his journal, so he goes to the fireplace and moves the little tile out of the way to get that. Goes through, and he finds a picture in front of Camp Chautauqua. And Chuck is in the picture, and Castiel is in the picture, so that's his next destination. He gets there at night, and the first thing he sees when he arrives here is Baby, all rusted and just sitting out in the middle of a field. Dean is distraught. He sneaks in and is checking out the car. And he's just like, oh my God, who did this to you? I'm so sorry. When all of a sudden a mysterious figure appears and punches Dean out. One punch. This episode has a lot of one punch Dean, knocking people out. The camera pans up and we see it's Dean from the future. So now it's going to get really confusing. Just bear with me. Current Dean wakes up to find himself cuffed to a ladder, and future Dean is like stroking his gun. Current Dean says, what the hell? And future Dean, she's like, you fucking tell me. Who are you? Current Dean says, I'm not a shifter or any of those things. And future Dean says, yeah, I know. I did the test while you were out. I also went through all your pockets and everything. And you have every hidden pickpocket, switchblade, box cutter, like everything that I keep on my person was on you. So can you explain that? And current Dean just says, Zachariah. Oh, I forgot. Future Dean is like, tell me something only we would know. And current Dean says, Rhonda Hurley. We were like 19 and she made us. She made him put on her panties. They were pink and satiny and they liked it. And future Dean just goes, touche. So then he explains that Zachariah zapped him here because he's supposed to see something. They're chit-chatting, kind of catching up. And we also find out that Sam apparently didn't make it after some big showdown in Detroit. That turns out to not quite be what happened. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a lie, but we get more information on that later.
Right.
Future Dean says he has to go run an errand. And he's like, I'm out. I'll see you later. Current Dean is just like, dude, you don't have to leave me cuffed here. Don't you trust yourself? And future Dean is like, fuck no. You're going to stay there cuffed. Well, we should have known current Dean was going to get out of it. He picked a nail out of the floorboard and picked the lock. When he's walking out, who does he run into but Chuck? And Chuck is trying to ask him about supplies. And then he's like, wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be out on a mission? And right as this is happening, this girl comes walking up and she is pissed. She's like, I thought we had a connection. What the hell? You were in Janet's cabin last night? Dean asks Chuck, and Chuck is just like, yeah. Dean says, I'm getting freaking in trouble for shit I didn't even do yet. Like, what the hell? So Risa is this chick's name. She storms off. Next, Dean asks Chuck if Cass is still there. And Chuck is like, yeah, Cass isn't going anywhere. So he goes to visit Cass's cabin. This was fun.
Yeah.
So Dean walks in and Cass has like this vibey music playing. He's got a beaded curtain for his door. I'm sure there was incense lit in there somewhere. They didn't show it, but I'm deciding to believe that was there. And he's talking to a group of, I want to say it was like 4 women.
I think so, yeah.
About having this shared perception reality experience and how it gets surprisingly physical as Dean comes walking in. Cass spots Dean and tells the women, give me a little bit. I need to have a conversation with our fearless leader. In the meantime, why don't you go get cleaned up for the orgy? And Dean's face is just like, what the fuck? After the women leave, Dean says, what is happening here? So you're like some hippie now? And Cass goes, I thought you got over trying to label me, Dean. Whenever Castiel turns around to actually face Dean, he says, whoa, fucking trippy. Like, you're not you from now. You're you from something else. And Dean explains, yeah, like I'm me from 5 years ago. Zachariah zapped me here. And Cass is like, interesting. Dean's like, fuck you. Like, that's not the word for it. Then they hear trucks pulling up and they go outside, and it's future Dean with a team of like 3 or 4 guys. And they're cracking beers to a successful mission. And as one of the guys kind of starts to walk off, future Dean pulls out a handgun and shoots him in the head. Well, current Dean is running out, freaked out by this. Like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Which then freaks out everybody else, because why are there 2 Deans? I wouldn't be freaked out if there was 2 Deans. Be like, thank you.
Right.
Woohoo.
Like, thank goodness.
Can you
another
imagine?
one?
Yeah. So future Dean just dismisses it as, listen, this is fucked up, but if you guys need to know something, I'll tell you. And they just take that at word face value and leave, apparently. But future Dean is not happy with current Dean. So they go into a room to have another conversation. Current Dean apologizes because future Dean explains that the other guy had started exhibiting symptoms of the Croatoan virus on their way back. And it wasn't going to take long before he flipped and spread it to everybody else. It's not curable. You know, I had to nip it in the bud. And everybody here understands the situation we're in. What probably freaked them out was seeing my freaking clone running out of a cabin. Dean. And so current Dean is like, yeah, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. So they have a glass of whiskey together. And at first, I totally thought future Dean was going to drug current Dean.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
Just the way he put the glasses down and then the glass he chose, the glass future Dean chose to take, it just seemed like there was some sort of sleight of hand or something going on there. I was wrong, but that's what I thought was happening at first. So current Dean asks future Dean what the fuck's going on. And he's like, it took me 5 years, but I found the cult and I'm going to go fucking kill the devil. And I think this is when he explains that Sam didn't die in Detroit. He said yes to becoming Lucifer's vessel. During their conversations, we find out that the last time future Dean had spoken to Sam was probably during the last conversation that we saw current Dean have with Sam, where they had their little breakup. That they never spoke again after that. They never tried to find each other after that. And so they just literally were done after that. Next up, future Dean gets Risa, Castiel, and current Dean all in a room together to discuss the plan of how they're going to go kill the devil, that he knows where the devil is located. When he's asked how he found out where the devil is located, he says something about a demon, that he got a demon to tell him. And Castiel makes this flippant remark about how, oh yeah, our fearless leader is skilled and trained at getting the truth out of somebody. Mm. And current Dean says, oh, fuck. So we're torturing again. Classy. Which makes Castiel die laughing. He thought that was real cute. He's like, I like past you. You sue me. You're real hot. You're real fun.
We know. We know you like it.
Future Dean discusses the plan. Like, this is it. This is where we're going. We're just going to go. We're going to show up there. And Cass is like, what? We're like just going to walk straight up the drive and just go shoot the devil. Future Dean is like, you calling my plan reckless? And Castiel says, what was it? Oh, God damn it. Insouciant? Isn't that what he said? Did I just make that up?
I don't know.
I just pulled up reckless synonyms, and whatever he said is not on here.
Oh.
But Mr. Thesaurus said a word. He was like, well, if you don't like reckless, how about
another word?
This word that also means reckless, except it wasn't rash, careless, thoughtless, incautious, heedless, unheeding, inattentive. I mean, there's a ton of words.
Well, yeah.
But I don't see the one that he said. And I didn't write it down. But he was just using all kinds of words in this episode that I was like, I'm loving it. Anyway, future Dean is like, what? So you're not coming with me? You're criticizing me, so you're not coming with me? And Castiel says, of course I'm coming with you. But why are you bringing this guy? If something happens to him, isn't that going to affect you? It's past you. And future Dean is just like, he's coming. Get it? Coming. I just made myself giggle.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I was a little slow there. It
wasn't that funny. I just made myself giggle. So don't worry about it. Well, then Castiel and Risa both say, we're coming too.
Okay.
And we're going to go get everybody else who's coming.
All right.
We're going to get them together. What did he say? I'm going to go rally the grunts, rally the troops, something like
Is that what he said? Grunts?
I don't know. This is a mess.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Castiel and Risa leave the cabin. Okay.
Okay.
And current Dean and future Dean are just like staring at each other. And current Dean says, why am I coming? Like, he's got a point. Future Dean says, what? Like, you're not going to get hurt. Zach's got your back.
Does he?
And current Dean says, okay, no, I'm not worried about that. I want to know the plan. Like, why am I coming? And future Dean is just like, there's something you need to see. So I guess maybe he doesn't know that Sam is the devil yet.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, he doesn't.
This is when he tells him that.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't tell him that over
You're
their
right.
suspicious glass of whiskey. This is when he tells him, when I said Sam didn't make it in Detroit, I didn't mean he died. He said yes to Lucifer. My bad. There were a lot of conversations where it was Dean on Dean, and I don't take good notes. Bear with me,
You're fine. You're doing fine.
listeners. This team of like, I think it was
Oh.
5 or 6. What?
I did mean to point out
What?
when what is it? Current Dean confronts future Dean about his plan.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You're just gonna send them out in there." Did you already get to that part yet?
No, but go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going. We're there.
He's like, "You're just gonna send your friends out to be like slaughtered." I think he said like into a meat grinder, and he's like, "And Cass too." And did you notice he kind of like he wasn't feeling guilty until he said Cass's name?
And he said Cass, and he was
then
like,
looked down like,
I'm sorry.
"You're right."
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So conflicted. I love him, but I need him. I need to use him.
I'm just going to punch you instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're at this house. It's got a fence around it. So it's business time, but there's no one around. And as was discussed earlier, they're in a hot zone. There should be croats everywhere. That's what they call people who are sick with Croatoans. You can tell everyone's not feeling confident with Dean's plan, future Dean's plan, that, you know, we're going straight through here, second floor window. That's where we're going, which I was just like, why are y'all going to go crawling through the second floor window? Is there a ladder there that I'm not seeing?
I don't know.
I was just like, oh, okay, that's a weird plan.
Yeah, it seems like there could have been a better plan where he didn't have to like sacrifice his friends.
Well, not just that. Why are you going in through the second floor window?
Well, yeah, I know.
How are y'all going to get up there?
Just in general, it seems like there could have been a better plan.
Yeah. Your fake plan could have been better, future Dean.
Yeah.
Current Dean is watching future Dean tell them this is what they're doing, and that Cass is kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about, second floor window? And future Dean is just like, we're doing it. And Cass is just like, fine. And current Dean is like, I don't think so. Pulls him aside. And then they have the little conversation that LA just talked about. We get our third one-punch knockout of the episode. Current Dean wakes up, and there's just gunfire. And so he goes around back where he knew future Dean was going to be sneaking in just in time to see future Dean's neck get snapped under the foot of Sam's body, currently inhabited by Lucifer. I didn't like that the whites in his outfit didn't quite match.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Like, if you're going to be so posh and sassy, you could at least have like monotone, like matching.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They have this long conversation where Lucifer is like, do you know why I got sent from heaven? I loved my dad too much. He liked the little hairless apes more than me. Mwah. Lucifer also taunts Dean, just like, this is where we're always going to end up because it has to be your brother. I'm always going to win. Very cocky, posh little shit. I wanted to punch him in the face on Dean's behalf.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was very creepy. It was a very different creepy from possessed Sam in Born Under a Bad Sign.
Oh, yeah.
Kudos Jared Padalecki for distinguishing quite clearly between your possessed vessel performances.
Your different characters.
Yeah. The conversation was creepy. I mean, just the little...
Like, even the way he spoke, like, even his voice was like a
Mhm.
little like, oh, hi, Dean. Hello, Dean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
And the little facial expressions he would do.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he went walking up to Dean, like he was going to console him by touching him, and Dean pulled away and he was just like, ugh.
Yeah. It was all like a little condescending.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Very much that.
Mhm.
Like, if you were worried, like, or not worried, thinking, oh, does Lucifer like us? Like, he does not.
Oh, no.
In theme with Uriel and a lot of the other angels, no.
Not a fan. That's fine. We're not a fan of you either.
Right? You and your mismatching whites.
Get it together.
Get it together.
Get your shit together, Lucifer.
But Lucifer is just finally like, okay, whatever, I win. And so he tries to leave, and Dean does his one tear. Perfect. It was perfection, this single tear. Like, you better kill me now. Just like, no, that would be redundant. I don't need to kill you. See you in 5 years. And he pieces out. Distraught, current Dean turns around just in time to see Zachariah, who two fingers his forehead. Back in the hotel in Kansas City, and Zachariah's just like, I got you now, boy. You just say yes to Michael, or that shit's gonna go down. And just in time, who shows up for their appointment that they were supposed to have 4 hours from the beginning of the episode? Castiel sweeps in and saves the day, scoops Dean, and takes him back to his cute little waiting spot on the side of the highway.
I don't think it's cute.
And Dean is just like, oh my God, thank you. And Cass is like, we had an appointment. And Dean tells him, don't you ever change. Then Dean decides he needs to do something. It's something he should have done in the first place. And he picks up the phone, his tiny little phone in his big old hand. We cut to Dean leaned up against a baby off on the side of the road somewhere. And Sam comes pulling up. And he looked so sad and apprehensive, like a kicked puppy. Poor little Sammy.
I know.
Oh. And Dean goes up to him and he gives Sam Ruby's knife. And it's like, you're probably rusty. You're probably out of practice. So you should hold on to this. Maybe I'm right. Maybe we are each other's Achilles heels. But we should be together. And so I liked this episode a lot because that was the message he took. Everybody's trying to say, oh, what went wrong here is that you said no to Michael in this future. And Dean walked away 100% like, no, that's not what fucking went wrong. What went wrong is I didn't go after my brother.
Right.
I didn't get back together with my brother. I loved that.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't see that
too.
coming. And I thought that was really sweet that he's like, you know what? Like, we've got some shit we got to work out, fix some stuff, bro. But we got to stick together.
He said, we keep each other human. And they're going to make their own future.
Mm-hmm. Puppy dog eyes. And just
Sammy was like trying to keep it cool, but you could tell he was like,
you.
thank God.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cute. Written by Ben Edlund and directed by Steve Boyum. There wasn't any gore, just ketchup.
Oh my God.
Ketchup and a lot of dirty stuff. Like a lot of me just being like, oh my God, I would want to take a shower so bad if I was in that scenario.
Yeah.
I noticed the Croats didn't have the black dark veins. So I guess I was wrong about that. And I'm trying to think, where did I know that happened in Sam's hallucination. I was trying to combine two words there. And I feel like I've seen that on the show, but maybe it was one of the later episodes that I saw. So we'll just move past it.
Okay.
But I was wrong that was a Croatoan virus thing.
Or maybe you're not, and they just didn't
It
do it well with continuity.
what's the word? Mutates. Maybe it mutates.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And that becomes a symptom. Okay. So no gore, I don't think. Did you spot any gore?
I don't think so.
Yeah. No
No.
gore. Just the single punch knockouts.
Yeah.
Which wasn't really gory, just something of note.
Impressive.
Mm-hmm. I want to learn how to do that. So what did you adore about this episode?
I very much adore a world where there are two Deans and two Jensen Ackles. I am here for that.
I adored Hippie Cass.
He was adorable.
He was
yeah.
really cute. I know he was
funny.
He was miserable and stoned all the time, but I still really adored him.
Yeah.
I adored
It was
that as well.
very much a different cast, and it was funny. He was very funny in this one.
Yeah. Lots of smiles, which we don't
Yeah.
see Castiel do. So that was pleasant. Getting to see that,
Mm-hmm.
even if he was miserable and self-medicating like crazy. Bless his heart. Oh, I loved it whenever he was like, I've gone mortal. And Dean said, oh, so you're playing for our team now or something like that. Cass goes, yeah, but I used to be part of a much better team.
Yeah, it's like, well, true. That's a
It was
touche.
really cute. Kurt Fuller is still being underutilized in my opinion, but we'll just move past that. even though he was creepy and we don't like him, Jared Padalecki's performance as Lucifer.
That was going to be my second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I adored that too. And it was nice seeing Chuck.
Yeah, he's so cute.
He's so fucking cute. What about Lore?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Well, since in the spirit of two deans, past and present.
Your favorite part?
We're going to talk about 4 ways to talk up to your future self today. Okay.
That was a little slurry. That's okay, though.
It was? Well, I'll redo it because that was on me because I was trying to say something but reading at the same time and not following properly. Anyway. Okay. So we are going to talk about 4 ways to talk to your... I keep wanting to say self before future. That's the problem. 4 ways to talk to your future self today.
Okay.
There. And as I was reading this, I was like, wow, I really need to do these things.
Do we?
Should really talk to myself a lot nicer. Future me is going to hate me.
Self-talk is so important.
It says the way in which we treat ourselves now speaks to us in the future. The way we take care of our bodies, the way we nourish our friendships, the way we speak to our own thoughts and reactions, and the ways we acknowledge our emotions with or without judgment will play a role in how we are and who we will be. And all of these things affect our self-worth, our self-esteem, our motivation, and how we gauge our own abilities as we move forward with whatever life brings us.
That kind of makes me think about when they were having that conversation and current Dean said, I would never sacrifice my friends. And future Dean went, you're right. You wouldn't.
Yeah, because you haven't seen the shit I've seen.
Yeah.
Yet. All right, so these are some examples that they bring up. It's like you spend hours obsessing in your mind about how much you hate something about yourself, and your future self might start to truly believe that. When you decide in the moment that staying up late won't matter that much in the morning, and then you find out how much the morning you hates the, let's just watch 5 more flashback episodes of Saved by the Bell night version of you. I do that all the time. Setting high, unattainable, unrealistic expectations about what you should accomplish tomorrow or by next month, and watch your future self feel deflated, defeated, and depressed when it doesn't happen. And we all do these things.
Oh, hell yeah.
Time is always constant change in motion, but time doesn't grant wishes unless your wish is to be exactly where you are now, feeling the exact same way. We have to speak to our future self through our actions and our thoughts right now.
Like in the evenings, if I'm winding down and everything, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go to bed early, and tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this, and this. And I like hype myself up. I'm going to have like a perfect day. Tomorrow's going to be wonderful. And then I get distracted. And next thing I know, I've stayed up too late. And then I rush myself through my bedtime routine and I lay down. And I'm like, tomorrow's going to be wonderful. And then I wake up and I'm like, not today. Not today.
Nope.
Today's going to be bad.
I'm really bad about, like, I'll sit there, like, I'll lay down to go to sleep, and then I'll start, like, planning my day in my head for the next day. And then I start to get anxiety about it. and then it's like, and then I'm like, oh, God, my heart's palpitating right now. What's happening? And then I'm like, oh, good. I'm sending myself into a panic attack about tomorrow. It's real sad. Okay. Anyway.
Let's figure out how we can fix that.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Let me tell you.
Yes, please.
All right. So we have to start today if we want to feel better about tomorrow, it says.
Okay.
But it also means that we have the ability to feel better tomorrow and for the rest of our lives through daily choices we make, like these 4 steps.
Yay!
Number 1, practice a daily self-care routine that just makes sense. Instead of saying that you're going to accomplish 100 things each and every day after you've had 5 cups of coffee and are in the best mood of your life, get realistic. Use that sugar high and adrenaline rush to think about what you can actually accomplish on a daily basis to make your life feel regulated, routine, and less chaotic. What I can do, though, is make my life way easier by going to bed at a decent time, actually choosing a time and sticking to it, setting the coffee so that it's ready whenever you get up, organizing your makeup and not fumbling through it in the morning, hanging your keys by the door where they're always going to be so you know where they are so you're not searching for your keys in the morning when you're late. Choosing simple routines to stick with says to your future self, I care about the big picture just as much as I care about the moment. And I want life to be easy for us. Sweet.
It is sweet.
Number 2, choose words that encourage yourself instead of criticizing every single day. I feel like it's speaking to me. Okay, so these were some examples. Oh, I'm nowhere near as good as so-and-so. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I suck. I wish I was like them. No, this is a joke. I'm not good at that. I am so dumb. We say these things to ourselves that we'd never dream of saying to someone else. You're going to be with you for the rest of your life, in your body, in your mind, in your shoes. So why talk down to yourself when you are the most important relationship you'll ever have?
It's true.
Okay, number 3, write a letter to your future self. This one actually lets you talk directly to your future self. And this person who wrote this article said that they've been using this website, Future Me. You choose a date in the future and you write your heart out to yourself. But they cautioned that, just like we talked about, like, you don't write to your future self in a way that will make you feel completely defeated if you don't make something happen. I think her example was like, she was like congratulating herself for like losing 40 pounds. So then when that date came around and she like read it, it defeated her because it hadn't happened.
Done it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's like, you got to be realistic. They gave some prompts for different ideas to write to yourself. Like, what is today like? Weather, something funny that happened, current mood. What do you love about yourself? What do you want your future self to know? What is something about yourself you never want to forget? List off the reasons you're happy. List off some goals, realistic ones. Talk about something you're struggling with, and chances are by the time you read it, hopefully that's been solved and moved on. Ask your future self for ask your future self for a favor. I'm having a real hard time with future and self.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why.
That's fine. Your future self will forgive you for that.
Nah. List off what you're currently grateful for. And number 4, promote your qualities instead of showcasing your assumed flaws. Avoid self-deprecation. No one wants to be the person that gloats about their abilities or accomplishments, but being able to confidently express something you've accomplished, how you feel, or something you're proud of is a great thing. When other people see you shining in your own confidence and basking in the happiness that comes with it, they are more likely to celebrate with you instead of, awkwardly trying to tell you that whatever negative comment you made about yourself isn't true. That's it.
But I have a question about this whole routine thing.
Mm-hmm.
What about those mornings when you wake up and your bed is like the perfect temperature?
Sorry, you gotta get out of it. You gotta go do your shit.
But what if my future self is mad at me for not basking in that moment?
I guess they don't think that your future self will.
They just don't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to close it out, we have a quote from Castiel when he was talking to Dean on the phone. He said, "This isn't funny, Dean. The voice says I'm almost out of minutes." Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to Denim-wrapped Nightmares.
Follow us on Twitter or Instagram, leave a review, and let us know how we can get involved in the fandom.
This was fun, jerk.
It always is, bitch.